Again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida, in need of some art therapy at the Expression Start Studio Gallery, and I'm going to make myself up a pan of colors, starting with some Anita's White Metallic because it's a great base. It almost never shows up, and I want my bright colors that I used the other day recently. That is some Neon Pink from Folk Art, I believe. This is some color shifting red from Folk Art also. I think I'm a Folk Art girl lately. This is some magenta from Golden. I don't use enough, but it's wonderful. It's expensive, so I'm going to try and learn to use it because I trained myself not to. This is some metallic red from Decor Americana, I believe. I like the little white patches, which is why I'm going to put black and white background. This is some fiery red that's very orange in my opinion, and it's a metallic, and I believe it's from Arteza, and it might even be not iridescent. What am I? It might be iridescent. I'm not sure. So I really want a little bit of something else, a little more orange, and I might go even a little bit brighter. But I'm going to add some of my Hot Orchid from Color Art pretty quick here, as long as it's within arm's reach, and some gold also. Did I shake it? I think so. So the Hot Orchid and the magenta are pretty close, but I do have to remember that a lot of these reds need to be on top of or near some white. And I want to make sure I have enough color in the dish so that I can scoop up and lay some patterns down by using my shovel. And I want plenty of gold, and I'm tempted to put a little black in there too. But for right now, I probably have enough paint. I think I do. So let's just get on with this. I have Meeden white paint, which is nice because most things float on it, don't sink. And I'm going to spread that around a little bit, at least to the edge. I would normally torch, and I probably will because I can see those bubbles. And they don't seem to want to go anywhere. I want some heavy paint in the center. I want some heavy paint to move paint everywhere, actually. But I also want some black, and I'm not interested in making gray yet. I'm not going to worry about my edges, I don't think. We'll see. I've said that before. It doesn't really mean anything. I'm not somebody who likes to pour paint away, but I kind of think if I have enough of a puddle, I'm going to have some paint to pour away. So I've put extra edge catchers down on either side of my canvas. To catch anything I might want to pour away, and that way I can pick it up again and reapply it with my OXO omelet turning flip and fold spatula, which you are watching me use to spread paint in a kind of a weird way, which is very unusual. And I'm going to use my Meeden black, which is looking very thick today. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys who have the big jugs of Meeden that if you get to the end and you can't get any more paint out, what I did was I measured the depth of the paint with a bamboo skewer, and then I took my mixed Floetrol, GAC 800, whatever, and I tried to add the same amount, if not more, and it still requires some water in the Meeden, unlike other things. I'm going to use a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula just to make this a little easier since it's looking very heavy. Like I can definitely add some more Floetrol to that mix. But I think no matter what, I'll still be able to slide paint. I hope so anyway. I'm kind of surprised. I just tried to clear out that bottle yesterday, and I overfilled my large dispenser, my large squeeze bottle, so I knew that there was a good chance, at least yesterday I remembered, that I would probably have to add some more Floetrol and maybe a little bit of water, which I'm thinking would definitely be a good idea, because the Meeden paint, if you don't have Aussie Floetrol, or you don't want to mix up the pre-stained wood conditioner from Minwax into your American Floetrol to make cells, the Meeden does a pretty darn good job. Alright, so I'm just about there. This stuff is the blackest black, and it also doesn't come off easily, so keep your hands clean as you go along if you're like me and you don't wear gloves. Steal a little bit more. Alright, now if I stay mostly in the center of this, I'm hoping that I can get away with doing what I'm thinking about doing. And I'm just going to grab a shovelful . And maybe just fill in those gaps right now because I can. Now I see in my dish that I like what I've got, but I want more orange, so I'm going to add that right now. And if I get to the point where I see what I like here, but I want to add yellow, I'm going to do that too. I'm going to try and play with what I've got, because I don't know where it's going, and anything goes. I mean, I could swipe with the Aussie Floetrol. I could use ball chain, which I haven't used for quite a while. I was thinking this was going to be a ring pour before I started with these colors, but that's not what I did, so that is sort of out. Alright, I don't know how well this is going to slide, but I'm looking forward to sliding it anyway. And I do have my edge catcher ready. To catch. Let's see if I can bring this around so that the daylight from the window is on it. So no matter what I start with, I've still got half a pan of color left, and I might still put some black in there. And I have a whole bunch, if you haven't seen me do this before, I have a whole bunch of little tools, and those tools come in very handy for swiping and smearing. That black is not moving much because it's so heavy, which was maybe a mistake on my part not to fix that. But at least it's staying put. So that's not a bad start. It makes me want to find out if I've got some black that isn't. Yeah, this is definitely looser. But where do I want to put it? Maybe I want to put it right on top of my... Yeah, I'm going to put it right in my pan. And what else do I want in there? Do I want some yellow? I kind of do. I think this is a good color in there. This was Sargent's Yellow with a little bit of orange unicorn spit, which is a wood stain that I use to color things. You know what else I want in there? I want some white in there. And I'm not going to put the Anita's in. I'm going to put some of the Meeden in, so it will probably stay. I'm going to take the biggest scoop I can. Oh wow, I missed an entire corner. Okay then. I think I was going to put black down there. That was numb. Somebody noticed. It wasn't me. Alright, well I've had a day. Several. And I'm just going to keep going, and I don't mind what I got. I kind of think that I might want to see if I can flow that paint right over to the edge and cover my edge. And then any paint that I have on my edge catcher, I can definitely scrape off and put back into the artwork. Especially where I can see canvas and daylight through as I lift this. So I'm just going to use my spatula and try and decide where I want this. And then I've got a straw, which I don't want to dip into the wet paint, but it seems like I did it anyway. Look at the cells in there. Those are beautiful, and there's no Australian Floetrol, just American. I wish I could get those out of there. Ha! That's not a happening thing. This is kind of happy colors, and it's what I needed for my art therapy right now. So if it doesn't make any cohesive sense to anybody but me, that's okay. That's what my art therapy is for. But I still expect it to be pretty colors. And I'd like some of it to drip out of there. But you know what? The best tool for that is really a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula. And I can actually keep some of those little cells, I'm pretty sure, by doing so. But I have not gotten to the point where I'm ready to use my little tool and my Aussie Floetrol. But I'm also not done scraping paint out of here and letting it deposit itself off the blade of my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula, available on my Amazon link on the lists of tools. So recently I did this really cool little painting with leftovers, and I dribbled the leftovers, which changed up the colors and the patterns and the textures. And I'm kind of like in that mode where I like when that happened. Now where the paint is white above, I can always fix the edge of the canvas, but where it's blank, I can add whatever I want there. And probably should contemplate that as I speak to you. And I like what a skewer does, and I don't use it this way that often lately. And you can just stick it into a puddle of paint and shimmy it, and you will often get cells. And the residuals, wow, that's got like either a bunch of dog hair or, oh boy. Anyway, at least they're attached, so. I just saw a cluster of fuzz attached to the paint. So this is interesting. And I keep thinking I haven't used my airbrush for a long time, and it's not plugged in, so I'm not going to use it now either. But I do have the Australian Floetrol and a few tools, assuming I can find what I want easily. Yes, the round one is there. I like the idea of adding black and white cells a lot. But there isn't a ton of paint, which makes it precarious at best, because you really need a layer of paint to float these tools on. And a little bit of a lift once in a while doesn't hurt. I like these tools because they have that rounded edge, and it means I can go down right into my composition. Now that has a bunch of paint on it, but I think I can add a little bit of a zigzag. Why not? Because I can! The name of my first book on the Amazon link next to my second book, called Unlimited Possibilities. I think I'm going to take some of that. Drag it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. This is good art therapy for me. And the paint that's residual on my little tool will go over the edge really nicely. And this was fun. And I still have half a pan of paint, so that means that I will be doing something else in a minute with these same colors, which is kind of cool. And I'm totally okay with that. I want a torch. I don't know what else I really want to do with this because I just love the colors just the way they are. And you really could do all kinds of strange things, especially with chain. I'm trying to provoke myself to doing some interesting things here, especially with the lumpy black center. So anything that travels over something else pretty much adds a new dimension to things, in my opinion anyway. And I'm just loving that composition. I might have to fix my edges for a while. I'm not going to make you stay here and watch for that. But I'm loving I'm loving all of my little cells. And that was probably most likely just a Meeden black. But that's okay. I don't need Aussie Floetrol for everything, I don't think. The black and white will often sell together, even without a swipe. So I have, what do I have? I have a desire for a little bit of black, but not to drag the... See, I'm used to the 20 minutes, and I'm almost done, so I should tell you guys, I do sell my artwork, and if you're interested in making a purchase, it's by far and away the best possible way to support the studio's production of videos. And if you can't do that, you are always contributing by leaving me a comment, giving me a thumbs up, sharing my videos. Yes, I'm happy I did that. I don't mind doing that either. Cool. I'm going to torch and see if we can release any patterns in the paint. And if we can, that's great. And if we can't, we've got some really cute little cells. You see one line that's kind of bugging me. Usually this is about the time I start to spiral things out. I torch to release the bubbles caught in the paint, so if they harden when they're full and they don't leave little nodules, or when they pop, they don't leave little pockmarks and craters. This reminds me of some of my first year art, but this was flying by the seat of my pants sort of thing as I went along, and that was just exactly what I needed to be happy today. Let's see if I can keep from ruining it now and obscuring the whole view with your head. Now I have plenty of paint in my dish, which means that if I want to be dotty, I can do that. I want you guys to do me a favor and check the link tree underneath the video for Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter links, my Facebook groups, my web page, my Legallerist clothing, I am becoming a dotty old lady. I have 2 books on the Amazon link, and if you shop that Amazon link, it's at no added cost to you, and it helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Thank you to any and all of you who do shop my Amazon link. I really appreciate it so much. You don't know. Anything that helps me keep art supplies coming so I can make more video tutorials works for me. I think I'm pretty good. Let's make sure I'm good. Yeah, I like that. I do use GAC 800 by Golden, which is becoming kind of precious and a little hard to find, but if you have it, use it. You can usually cut down the amount you add into your pouring medium all the way down to like 10%, and it will still be very helpful to keep paint from cracking when it's heavy. Alright, do I have enough black? I just feel like something's missing over here. If I decide I want more black, I'll put it in tomorrow.